Teachers and students, like many other Vincentians, continue to show keen interest in the construction of the Argyle International Airport. As a result, hundreds of them continue to make a stop at the Argyle Airport a must as part of their field tours. Recently, we hosted students from several schools at the site, among them students from the Richland Park SDA and the Calico Anglican schools. Recently, we hosted students from several schools at the site, among them students from the Richland Park Seventh-day Adventist and the Calico Anglican schools. My task was to try and explain as simply as I could what is happening at the Argyle Airport site. This building you're looking at over there, that is the passenger terminal, right? And inside the passenger terminal, we have two terminals. International, which would be for travel outside of St. Vincent. So aircraft from Liat right up would use the international terminal, which is to the furthest end down there. And the end closest to you is the domestic terminal. And the domestic would suggest that what kind of planes would use that? Thank you. The planes for the Grenadines. Those are the ones. They are inside St. Vincent. So those are the domestic planes, domestic travel. They would use this end of the passenger building. Right? So we have built to accommodate them. Now if you look over in this section, you see the grassy area and you see the roads like in between and around it. Those are called the taxiways, the roads. Okay? So when the plane comes off the runway over there, we'll get onto the taxiway. One taxiway, this one here, would bring them towards the general aviation and cargo aprons, and the other one over there will take the big jets to the commercial apron. Okay? Also, over at the commercial apron, we're going to be putting in two jet bridges. These are the big things that look like, well, they really look like steps, but they're attached to the plane and the building. That when you come off the plane, you go into it like a little chute. Yes, you walk in it. Right, so we're going to put two of those up there at the commercial apron so that big jets could offload and load their passengers through that. So you won't have to come on the ground onto the apron yourselves. So two of those would go in due time. We haven't put them in yet, but they will be going in. Right, so we're really building an international airport and we're trying to accommodate everybody as much as we possibly can. From here also, if you look over there, that white building, that is our aircraft rescue and firefighting station. Right? If, God forbid, there is an accident out here or there is a plane crash or some kind of fire or anything like that, the aircraft rescue and firefighting station is right there and they have access to the entire site. And from the top of that building, there is an operating room that they can see the entire site. So anything that is happening on site, the operators will be able to see. Similarly, if you look up there, that is the control tower. And at the top there, see all that glass? They have a bird's eye view right around the whole site plus more. All over Stubbs they can see. Right? All up in Calder. They can see a lot from up there. So they have a good view of what is happening and they will be able to direct the planes accordingly. So that is our control tower up there. The house that is next to it, we are going to incorporate the house into that building so that the Met Office can have some space there and other aviation personnel can have some space there as well. This is the northern end of the runway, okay? Now if you look across there, you can see the whole runway, right? Right to the end, right over to the southern end, you can see. So when you're coming into St. Vincent, you'll be coming in that from over there, coming in. And when you're leaving, you're going to be flying over here, whoosh, right? To go on your way. Now if you look over there, right, you see where that white truck is passing? You see that area with all that asphalt looking stuff? That area is called the stopway, right? That is just additional space behind the turning head. If an aircraft is having trouble, you know, and it overshoot, it has some extra space behind there to deal with. Now the concrete strip in front there, that big white piece of concrete, it's called a turning head, right? It allows wide-bodied aircraft to turn on the runway, okay?
And in front of that, going right across, you have the actual runway. Okay? So from all the way over there, back over here, we have 9,000 feet of runway that an aircraft can use for landing. They can have the whole runway if they need to. Okay? Now in front here, we're doing a lot of work. We call it city fence work, where we did some land reclamation. Now the runway is all on land, but we had to get additional lands so we can build some defenses to protect the runway in case you have storm and the sea is rough and the water coming. You don't want it to come and take the runway, mash it up, right? So we reclaimed some land from the sea. Now this, you young ones will not know, but the older ones over here will know that before we did all of this, when you drove on the road that was here, that rock that is barely the same piece of it now was way out in the ocean, and the water used to come and beat on it, right? But we have taken so much land away from the ocean that you can now go and walk on the rock. You can step on it, right? As a matter of fact, the fishermen will go there and fish sometimes. Okay? So that's how much we have taken. So we are building up in front here, making what is more like a barricade to keep the water from going back and taking back the land that we took. Now when we are done with the land reclamation, there used to be an old road here that would take you around to the old bridge, if you guys remember that. The old road came from over there. You can see the entrance there in front, the Argyle schools there. We're going to put back that road so you'll have another access into Argyle, where you could go and catch a tree or go around to Warriku, come back out Stubbs, wherever. So there will be another access road here that you can use. Okay? And also at some point, hopefully before this year is done, along with the Ministry of Tourism and the National Trust, we are going to be building over there. If you see that green area over there, yeah, in that area there will be a Carib village being set up. I don't know how much of you listen to news or read the newspaper, but recently you would have seen a model village, a model Kalinago village being unveiled at the National Library. Well, we are going to be doing something like that, but the real thing over there on that piece of land over there, so we have other tourist attractions and for locals as well to come and see how our ancestors, the early Vincentians, you know, the Kalinago people used to live. Alright, so that is something to look forward to.
On this occasion, I was assisted by production assistant Crystal Bacchus. She spoke to some of the students about the pavement works on the northern end of the site and fielded some questions.
Why do they have to do that? Do their checks on the runway strip? Because we have to ensure quality control, okay? Which means that we have to double check to make sure that what we have placed on the runway strip is of good quality. And they're also lining out other sections that are going to be paved. If you notice, the poles, the sticks that are there, right? So they are lining out the other sections that they will be paving soon. Okay?
Excuse me, and what will you do in the green part with grass?
Okay, the green part is called the shoulder areas of the runway. Okay? And that means that is added space on either side of the runway strip. If there is any occurrence with the plane, right, there's enough shoulder area on both sides so that the plane will be able to stop if it ever runs off the runway strip or what. Remember I spoke to you about the stopway, which is above the turning head there. Now does anybody remember what I told you the stopway is for?
A train runs off of the turning point. If a plane runs off of the turning point, they have no space to stop.
Right, that's basically it.
For more information regarding the construction of the Argyle International Airport, check out our website at www.svgiadc.com or see us on Facebook at Friends of the Argyle International Airport or on Twitter at Argyle International.